Welcome back to another explainer. If you follow the creator economy, you already know the ground is shifting beneath our feet. But the source material we're unpacking today, it points to a massive tectonic paradigm shift that's going to hit a major tipping point in 2026. So let's just jump right in and look at exactly how and why the old ways of making a living online are basically dying out.
Okay, to start, we need to talk about a number that is just, well, it's staggering. $254 billion. Yep, according to our source, that's the current size of the booming creator economy. I mean, it's a massive pie. And when you hear a number like that, you probably think, wow, if I'm posting online, I should be swimming in cash, right? It really sets up this expectation that there's endless wealth for anyone with a smartphone and a bit of talent. But the reality on the ground, it tells a completely different story.
Because here's the catch, and it's a painful one. The source data reveals that an incredible 70% of creators earn under $1,000 a year. Honestly, just let that sink in for a second. 7 out of 10 people pouring their heart, their time, and their skills into building an audience are struggling to make even a tiny fraction of a living wage. The pie is absolutely huge, sure, but the actual slices being handed to creators, they're tiny. So what gives? Why is that happening?
Well, that massive disconnect is exactly what we're going to unpack. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the creator economy boom. Then, the platform problem. Third, the earn-on alternative. Fourth, we'll look at real creator stories. And finally, the future of monetization.
All right, part one, the creator economy boom. As we established, it's a massive $254 billion market. The demand for independent content is literally higher than ever, yet 70% of creators are left behind.
Which brings us perfectly into part two, the platform problem, specifically high fees and slow payouts. To really grasp this 2026 shift, we have to look at the pain points of legacy systems like Patreon.
The text identifies 4 major bottlenecks, completely choking creator earnings. First up, high fees, just taking a massive bite out of your income. Second, slow payouts. Waiting days for your own money? Not great. Third, you've got these rigid membership tiers that basically force creators onto a stressful, never-ending content treadmill. And fourth, algorithm dependency. You constantly have to chase virality just to reach the fans you already have. No wonder creators are so burnt out on these platform games.
And when you lay it out, you can totally see why everyone's looking for the exit. Legacy platforms like Patreon are taking 8 to 12% in fees, holding on to payouts, and locking you into rigid tiers. Now, alternatives like Ko-Fi are definitely better on the fee side, usually around 0 to 5%, but the source notes they kind of limit your ability to scale. They're mostly built for basic tips, not running a whole business. And then you have the emerging standard, EarnOn.ai, bringing lower fees, instant payouts, and multi-stream options to the table.
So let's dive into part three, the earn-on alternative, direct fan monetization. The source material heavily positions this as the 2026 answer to all those legacy bottlenecks.
What's really cool about this system, according to the text, is just how simple it is. It totally demystifies the tech side of things. Step 1, post once. That's it. No need for a giant upfront audience or a crazy 30-day content calendar. Step 2, set your price. You get total control over what your work is actually worth. And step 3, get paid instantly via the EarnOn token. There are 0 artificial gates here. You don't have to hit 10,000 followers just to unlock a monetization button.
And we aren't just talking about a digital tip jar here. The text outlines a really robust set of monetization features. You can do pay-per-view posts, you can charge for private one-on-one strategy calls, host paid live streams, or just do traditional subscriptions. And again, absolutely crucial point here, 0 follower minimums. You can literally start earning from the very first fan who finds you without jumping through a million hoops.
Now, on the back end, this runs on blockchain payouts using the EON token. Simply put, instant, global, middleman-free transactions. As the source explains, this completely wipes out traditional PayPal delays or those awful currency conversion fees. A fan pays? Boom, the transaction is done. Whether it's $1 or 10 grand, the money hits your wallet immediately. Accessible anywhere in the world on the exact same day.
Okay, moving on to part 4, real creator stories. Let's get past the hype and look at some actual results from everyday micro creators, right from the text.
The main tool these creators are using to beat subscription fatigue is PPV, or pay-per-view. This is direct monetization for just one single interaction. Think of an artist putting a time-lapse video behind a paywall, or a chef sharing a premium recipe. Fans just unlock it right then and there. You aren't asking them to marry you with a monthly subscription right away. You're just giving them immediate value for an immediate payment. And the source actually gives us the receipts to prove this works. In just their first week, an artist made $247 just from 19 fans unlocking some behind-the-scenes sketches. A fitness coach netted $189 from doing only 3 paid Q&A sessions. The text goes out of its way to emphasize that these are not mega influencers. They're just everyday creators using the content they already make, but plugging it into a direct payment system that actually works for them.
And the best part? It creates this really natural progression from a weekend side hustle to a full-on business. You can start small, like throw up a $5 pay-per-view post just to test the waters. Then, as you figure out what your audience loves, you scale up. You turn those hits into a $9.99 monthly sub. Maybe add some $47 private calls or a $19 live event. You're just adding flexible options to meet your fans where they're at, rather than stressing over complicated tier lists.
So, with all these tools literally at our fingertips today, it begs the question, why does the text pinpoint 2026 as the definitive turning point? Why is that the moment the whole paradigm shifts?
That brings us to our final section, Part 5, the future of monetization. This is really about how creators are reclaiming their business.
The source material sums this up with a really powerful thought. Creators aren't just switching platforms, they're reclaiming their business. It's not just about, shaving a couple of percentage points off a fee anymore. It's a fundamental demand for ownership. Fans want direct access to you, not some algorithmically filtered feed. And creators, we want a transparent, instant exchange where we're treated like actual business owners, not just cogs generating ad revenue for a tech giant.
So moving forward, platforms absolutely have to deliver on speed, control, and fairness. Based on our source, this is the new 2026 standard: immediate earnings, total control over your pricing, global reach, and zero platform games holding you back. Just your content, straight to your fans, with a payment straight to your wallet. If a platform doesn't offer that, creators are simply going to pack up and migrate to the ones that do.
We've looked at the massive market, we've seen the struggle of that 70%, and we've walked through the tech that's cutting out the middlemen. So the final question I want to leave you with today is this. If the tools to completely bypass the algorithm and capture the true value of your work exist right now, what is stopping you from owning your audience tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.